Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zara. I just did a heroic Painsmith on my Paladin as a healer with this pug group. I think we did it in like 3 polls or something like that. It's pretty solid and no communications, no comms, no Discord. So I figured I'd upload this one and kind of go over some stuff that happens and things I did or didn't do right in the fight. And yeah. So pretty much when you start this fight out, it takes a little while for things to get going. And just as a reminder, I do play Party Beacon, Beacon of Virtue. I know everybody thinks that's a weird, bad raid talent, but I disagree. So if you're here to complain about that, go bye. If you want to learn about Party Beacon, we're going to keep going. Okay, so what I basically did up to this point is you just pretty much build and hold combo points. If you're optimizing for damage, you'd probably rather be dumping them to try and fish for procs, but I usually end up saving. So one of the things I really like about this fight, I actually think, obviously I think, Party Beacon is always good, personally, but I think for this fight in particular, it's actually really nice because you get these consistent axe throws. So the tank gets this big black thing around them, and the tank has to run out to one of these 2 markers and run away from the raid, because the farther the raid is from the tank, the less damage they take from this like explosion. So basically what you do is the tank runs out and he's got like axe 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and what you're looking for is when Painsmith has this cast bar, you want to time your Holy Light such that it finishes just after this cast finishes. It's not right when it finishes, because you'll see what happens is when the cast finishes, he then throws the weapon right here. And so it takes some time. You can see I'm still casting Holy Light. It takes some time for that weapon to land. And so you want, this one's like almost perfect. You want right when that weapon hits, that's when you want your Holy Light to finish. And then you do your Party Beacon cheese and you get that whole thing out. So I'll rewind that in like normal time. And so I could have like lighted Dawn here to try and fish for a proc, but basically you're wanting that Holy Light to finish right when the weapon connects with the tank. And then it immediately heals out to the beacon. Everybody with the beacon, rather, and then you can dump all your points into your Lights of Dawn, Holy Shock, and it's really nice because a lot of times the people who you beacon will end up being the people who have the chains, and they're taking like a constant buff. So here it's the Hunter and the Mage. I didn't get lucky. Obviously, it'd be better if it was on the Hunter too. But it's really good at this fight. That precast cheese is like so nice because of that consistent damage. The only thing you don't want to do, and I might do this once or twice in this fight, the only thing you can definitely fuck up on is you never want to put the beacon on one of the tanks, because if that's the tank that's running out, you'll only beacon that one guy, the one tank, because they're too far from everyone to get the party beacon. So that's the only thing you want to be careful of, is like whoever you put your beacon on, just make sure it's not one of the tanks. So then you'll kind of come through here, and everybody kills the spiky ball. You're just kind of helping deal damage, either on the boss or the spiky ball, depending on what's needed. And I usually try not to. You can't always do it, but depending on what the other healers are doing, what the fight looks like, I try not to use my party beacon once it comes up here in a second. Sorry, I try not to use it to heal up, and it actually did time correctly in this. Later on, there's more things going on, but like, so ideally in this phase, you want to save it only for these axes, and it'll be the same thing here. And I think I'm a little late. Yeah, I'm a little late on this one because I needed to spot heal the Hunter. We'll rewind and take a look at why that was necessary. Oops, that was way too far back. So the Hunter has chains on him. And even though I would love to right now be doing my precast, you can see the Hunter's low enough that it's foreseeable that he could potentially die to that. Hunters are very squishy. So I'm like, I'm going to forfeit the precast cheese, even though this is good timing for it, because it seems like nobody's going to get him. And I'm going to wog him. And now I'll do my precast cheese, which will not be timed, as good as it could have been. But that's okay. We'd rather not have the death, right? So same setup there, Holy Light, precast cheese beacon. And I think the main thing I could have done differently here is I probably should have activated wings right away. I think there's a good reason that you might want to activate wings on the first one for damage and it'll carry over, but a lot of times in pugs especially, other healers are blowing cooldown, so I don't always activate wings on pull just because like it seems unnecessary for everybody to use their shit right away. But I should probably activate wings soon. Yeah, I don't. I go ahead and Divine Toll first, and I don't use my wings, which I don't know how I feel about. But I do top everybody, so that's good. And that was that big-ass Divine Toll, Party Beacon, raid-wide healing. So nice. I love it. Okay, so yes, I think I should have definitely used wings here because now we are popping traps. So what happens here is like... And this is why everybody, I think, thinks this fight is super hard. There's definitely a lot going on, but I think the reason you really don't need Discord or voice comms for this fight is basically what you do is the first time you lay traps, which is right now, we're putting them all on diamond. And then every time after that, and that's just to like get them out of the way so the tanks can keep running and not make it hard early. And then later he starts doing like the tank mechanic with the spikes that come up and the traps, and then you've got to put them behind the tank spikes. So the tank is always running to circle. So it's basically like first time you do traps, everybody goes to diamond. Every other time, pretty much after that, assuming everything works out, every time after that, everybody runs to the circle marker because that's where the tank's running with the axe. And so then that'll get the tank spikes that pop up past the traps. So if the traps are back here, the tank spikes start, back here. That way they don't, the spikes don't hit the traps and set them all off at once and wipe the raid. And so pretty much as long as people know that, you really don't need communication for anything. Okay, so I do activate wings here because everybody's taking a little bit of damage. Let's see if I get my precast off in the correct time or not. Activate my defensive. I'm a little bit late. Just slightly. That's not too bad. And Priest did, bubble for that. It looks like I overlapped Aura Mastery, so this is an area where communications would have been good. I had already activated Aura Mastery, or did he activate before me? Which one of us is bad? Let's see. I had already activated, so he did not notice that I had activated. He did not need to bubble there to do his Priest bubble. And this guy's a real toxic piece of shit. I'm not even going to not call him out because he's a real fucking asshole at the end of this fight. We'll go over that later. But so it makes me happy that he unnecessarily used his and he was the bad one in this instance and not me. But at any rate, we double cool down that. Nobody's going to take hardly any damage. We got the precast cheese with wings going up, and I'm just spot healing now. Trying to keep everybody up because they're doing the traps with all that going on. Man, this Priest healing, though. They have such crazy bursts in certain scenarios. He really pops off on that one. So pretty much right now, I'm just kind of trying to spot heal people who have the debuff. Get this prep for the axe, and the axe is coming out now. And I'm a little late on these. Yeah, as you can see, I think it's because I'm focusing more on spot healing. The monk is not doing a lot of healing most of the fight, and then this Priest is not a great spot healer. So in terms of our comp, I'm having to do more spot healing than I normally would. Normally there's like a shaman or a druid, and they're pretty much good with the spot healing. Pele's good at spot healing too. The way I play personally is a little less spot heal oriented, but it's not something I can't do. It's just something that isn't normally the role I end up playing. So I'm a little more focused on that. So now we're going to go into the intermission phase where the boss runs away and these spikes come out. And I think this phase is really scary the first time you do it, but as a paladin, I almost never have an issue making it into one, and that's so long as you don't burn your horse unnecessarily. So what happens is there's always going to be like one of these where the hole that you run through the spike is like way on the right and you're all the way on the left. It seems like there's always at least one that's like that. And as long as you save your horse for that and don't burn it on one of these other ones, you're fine. And the other thing you can always do is you can always run backwards. Like you can run like diagonally down and away as the spikes come forward to give yourself more time to get away if you're not near enough to it. So it's actually pretty easy once you like know that and you kind of like calm down. And then the other thing to look out for here is I actually think Party Beacon is pretty nice here. It's a bit of a pain to cast because of these explosions that appear underneath everyone's feet. But if you time it right to where you try and get the explosion off, then immediately cast into your Party Beacon looking at the spikes, you can actually get some pretty good AoE healing during this phase with that. So we're a little up front right now. I usually like to be a little bit farther back, but things haven't like really shit the bed yet, so it's not such a big deal. You can see now I'm kind of backing up, trying to make sure I have room. And we're going to run to the far one. So like horsing here would have been bad. I did not need to, so I didn't. That's good. Had I horsed there later on, I might be fucked. So here's where I'm going to sneak this in. So I got a wings proc on my dump, and I moved back right after the explosions, and I can see this next spike. I'm standing in the nook of the current spike hole. And I can see the next one's over there. It's not too far away. So I'm just going to sneak in this precast Party Beacon with Light of Dawn with wings and get some pretty nice healing in there. And now I've also got my beacon up to build my combo points. And when I spot heal this friend, it's going to replicate. It's pretty nice. So, you're topping figure 4 or 5 people on the move. It's not bad. It's definitely not a bad spot heal setup. And it's definitely something you can look out for. I would say if you're new to this fight, just try and do the mechanics and not take damage, and just do Holy Shock and Light of the Martyr during this phase, and that'll be more than sufficient. But once you get comfortable with the spike layouts and the timing, you can definitely sneak those in. So again, on the move, we're just doing Light of the Martyr and Holy Shock. And this is the one. So this is the one at the end where he's like, go all the way over here, go all over there. You could still make this without using horse, but most of the time, and maybe I do, no, there it is. Most of the time I end up horsing just to like make it easier. So there's usually at least one per intermission that's like that. And when you get that one, typically that's where you want to use your movement ability. I think I'm going to sneak in another Holy Light into Party Beacon Cheese here. I do. And so this is really nice. This is a really nice, juicy one. Look at that. Look at that spot healing. Not bad at all. So we're going back into the normal phase, and then going forward at some point, I forget if it's phase 2 or phase 3 when he starts doing it, but at some point he starts overlapping his mechanics a bit, and that's when the heals get a little bit harder to be as predictive about. I think he still just throws it. Yeah, he just throws it normally here. So we're doing the same thing here where the hammer's coming out. I'm going to start my cast. Put the beacon out. I'm going to probably spot heal his priest. I do. Spot heal the lock now. Okay, so now these spikes are... Okay, yeah, no, excuse me. He did start doing this. So now he's doing where once he throws the weapon at the tank. So previously, when he threw this weapon at the tank, all it did was the AoE damage. But now, here in phase 2, after the intermission, you can see as soon as that weapon hits, spikes hit the tank, and then the spikes reverberate out in like a square each tile. And so your goal when you get the bombs in this phase is to get the bombs across these spikes. And I think people really overcomplicate this by being like, oh, you got to use Lockgate. You don't. So what you do is these things, they turn blue. You walk right up to the blue thing, it explodes up, then you walk over, past the spikes, and then it ends in the next part. And so that's all you really need to do. So it's a bit much, but you'll see. And if you do get hit by them, you'll see, I think I get hit a couple times by some spikes. It's really not the end of the world to get hit by spikes, as long as you're not near another mechanic. The spikes themselves, obviously you don't want to get hit by them, but if you do, it's not like, oh my fucking god, I'm going to die. Like, you'd rather eat these spikes than like any other mechanic that exists. So here come the spikes, and I think this one, yeah, so you can see I see it there. It just went down. I walk over the line, and that's it. That's all you got to do. And so if you get the traps during this phase, all you do is what I just did, and then you go to the marker. And that ensures that your traps do not get hit by the spikes, because they're already past them. And I'm trying to spot heal here, yeah, these people. So everybody who gets the marker, those are the people who have the chains on them, and they take a little bit of extra damage. So you want to try and keep an eye on those folks. Okay, so now he's going to do the hammer throw. Tank is going to the other marker. Trying to start my precast cheese. I'm a little bit late again. A little bit late. No big deal. So, okay, so you can see here what I'm talking about. So these are the people who have the bomb over their head, the trap. They're going to walk up to this line. Oh, man, my video is buffering. There we go. They're going to walk up to this line. It's going to explode. And then, well, if you're the Demon Hunter, I guess you just fell dash. And then they walk over. And that's it. That's why, like, you really don't need comms to do this fight, as long as you understand that. You're basically just going to wherever the tank went when you get the bombs, once you're in phase 2. You're just going to wherever the tank went, and you're just being cautious about walking over that spike line. Once you're behind it, you're golden. You're golden now. Because these can get blown up by the person who's popping them later, and the spikes will not hit them. So now that these spikes are blowing up, there's going to be constant raid damage coming in before he does the next weapon throw. And so I've got a wings proc here, and this is a great time. Sometimes you might actually want to end up using your party beacon during the trap kill as opposed to the weapon throw. It's kind of dynamic. It just depends on what's going on in the raid. You've got to like make that decision as you play, but there are times where that can be a good decision because you definitely don't want people to be low going into the weapon throw, right? Like you want to make sure they're top before the weapon throw. I'll probably spot heal this priest with a wog. Yep. And we're just trying to basically keep everybody topped. That's a Light of Dawn there to keep everybody up. And now we're coming into the weapon throw. This is where we want to be. Weapon throw's coming in. I have wings activated already, trying to help with that topping a second ago. I'd already done that. And I didn't need the party beacon, so now I can do my precast cheese. And they're still popping traps. I don't know if you saw, so I'll probably shoot another wog out here. Or sorry, excuse me, a Light of Dawn. And this hunter's a little low. I don't know if I do spot heal him. And again, that's probably going to fuck my precast cheese, but that's okay. if our healer comp was different, I wouldn't need to be focused on that as much. I would have like higher HPS. But again, this is an instance where topping the meters is less important than ensuring that one person does not die. And so now we're going to do the Holy Light, put the beacon on the hunter, get this raid healing going. Okay, so then you can see I did it, but I was just a little late. So this is going to stun me for 1.7 seconds. It does a small amount of damage, nothing really crazy. And then that's it. It goes away. It's whatever. So pretty much as long as you don't repeatedly hit the spikes, and you don't hit the spikes close to the spike balls, because these will kill you if you hit them, just make sure you're like away from the rolling spike balls as you do the ground spike mechanic, and you'll probably never wipe or kill yourself to it. Okay, so we're just moving back away from the spike ball. It's almost dead. It dies. We're going to walk through it. Probably should be doing more tank spot healing here. He's pretty low. Hunter's low too. This is kind of tough. Okay, there we go. And unfortunately, it looks like I'm not going to be able to get my Aura Mastery off. This would have been a great time to Aura Mastery because we've got the Hunter low and the Mage low, and I don't have any cooldowns to blow on them. So that would have been a great time to Aura Mastery, but that's okay. We do get a little heal pop there through it, and we're all right. So we're going to top now. This is another, I just love this. Like, the other person with the chains gets the beacon, and then you heal the other one, and you're healing 2 people for the price of 1. Well, 4 people. So that was really bad of me. I just, like, did not move well enough. I was probably paying attention to my healer bars, and I was just like, and what I should have done is just kept moving right and waited for the next one and then gone over. But again, you can see here, it really doesn't matter. You can't get double hit. Because I'm far enough back from these spikes, they're not going to hit me either. It's fine. It's really not that scary. So we're going into the intermission phase now. It's the same deal where we run around, watch the ground effect, move from the middle. I'm going to try and sneak in a party beacon cheese here, and I might even Divine Toll to keep people topped. I do not. Okay. I guess I'm trying to save it. And it's iffy. It's iffy for sure. I might end up doing it anyway. I don't know. We'll see. So you can see there now it was early. That was where I horsed. It was the far right into the far left. So that's always when I end up using my movement ability. And there's usually only ever one. So, like, as long as you save it for that really far one, you're not going to get fucked. I'm lagging behind, precasting my Light of Dawn into my party beacon. I know I'm far enough back. I'm moving over to the next opening after I do it. Trying to get some other casts off to build a combo point here so I can spot heal with a Wog. I get the Priest. That replicates all to these guys. And come on, Divine Toll? Divine Toll? Yeah, I knew it. All right. So then it's like everybody's pretty low there. We're kind of like having a hard time spot healing. Our comp is not great for that. Again, I think having a Druid or Shaman in this fight definitely does make it a lot easier. Monks are not great at healing on the move with nothing to attack. Paladins are fine at healing with nothing on the move, but they, again, prefer having something to attack. And Disc is fine at healing on the move, but again, not great at it. So we basically have 3 healers that are not super great at just like, you know, dropping. Like, we don't have a Druid to just put hots on everybody instantly. We don't have a Shaman to just rip Tide and, you know, have like Healing Stream Totem or whatever. So not an awful comp by any means, but just one that makes that a little bit scarier than it usually would be. So just dumping my points into Light of Dawn. I get a Wings proc, which is great because that's going to really help me top people up here. We're going into phase 3 and we activate Bloodlust. And pretty much it's the same thing over again here. Chains are going out. Weapon throw is going out. So there's our weapon throw going over to the circle marker. I think I can actually set up my precast cheese really well here because nobody's particularly low, probably because I had Wings running. This is just about to finish. We get the beacon off. That does a big heal. We're going to Light of Dawn probably now. No, we Wog the Hunter. That was a good call in retrospect. He's very low and he's got the debuff. Now we're just going to spot heal the Hunter up. Cool. And then I think I'm going to fuck this up. Nope, I moved back out of the spikes. Back over the spikes. Cool. So you can see it's really not that hard of a mechanic to deal with. And even if you do get hit by it, it's not that punishing as long as, again, you're positioning way the fuck away from the spike balls. That's really the only way you can fuck up is to be by the spike balls when you're dealing with the ground spikes. And I do have Aura Mastery, so you're wanting to look for, with Aura Mastery, A, have your other healers used their raid cooldowns? And the answer right now is no for the Priest. B, are people going to be low going into a weapon throw / a trap explosion? And if they are, Typically, the weapon throw is the best one to use it on. That's when you would use Aura Mastery to get that damage reduction. And so this is a great example of what I was talking about a couple of turns ago. I am not now saving my party beacon for the weapon throw precast. I did it early because the hunter is low, the lock is low. They're both taking damage from the chains that they have on them, and then we've also got actually both tanks and healer low. So this is a situation where I actually want to use this to try and top people off. This is the downside to party beacon, which I always like to talk about. If it was smarter, like there's no reason the party beacon would have wanted to go on this priest and this shaman. If this was smarter, it would go on these two or this guy, and it would be like even better. And that's like the one thing I really wish they would look at with party beacon. Like I wish it would prioritize people who are low instead of it just being kind of random. That's definitely the worst thing about it. But at any rate, we get a decent one on the tank and the hunter. So I'm thinking about here, yeah, I'm like, okay, I think I want to spot heal the lock so that it hits these three people. If you saw my mouse kind of hesitate, that's why. And I do, and that makes sense because that's going to give me the most value on both of these targets as well. And then I'm going to direct heal the hunter to get him tapped up. You can see here I've got the tank up as well, so I basically just topped three people off, and this tank should be fine. And I do end up overlapping again? No, I don't. Thank God. Okay, so I use Aura Mastery here. Hopefully the priest does not put his bubble down. He doesn't. This is good. We are no longer overlapping it, so now the priest will have his bubble absorb for another one because I Aura Mastered this one, which probably saved the hunter, which is good. And I'm going to heal the hunter again, which is going to spot heal those folks with the beacon. So pretty good. So it's a little spicy here, but no big deal. We used our brains, and we pre-party beaconed before the hammer to try and top everybody off. So that's just another example of how you can use party beacon in this fight when things get a little bit fucky. So we're doing the spike mechanic now. No problem. I'm going to walk over, be on that side of the spikes, try and get my heals going. And I wonder if I will do, I think I am, yeah, I'm going to do another precast into party beacon before the weapon because we need to top. The raid needs to be topped. And so we've got darkness now. I wonder if the priest is going to use his bubble too. He does not. Or no, he does. Where is it? Oh, there. He like had just done it. Okay, I was going to say, I don't know when else he would have done it. So that's good. He uses his holy bubble absorby guy there. Everybody's going to take a good chunk of damage. So I really wanted to save my Divine Toll, but everybody got so low that... So this is like a classic panic Divine Toll. Can't decide in retrospect if it was smart or not. Let's see. So I get a Wings proc going in off of my last spender. I spend with a Holy Shock. I Crusader Strike. I Crusader Strike? I don't. Oh, I don't. Okay. So I probably should have snuck in a Crusader Strike and a Hammer of Wrath there. That would have given me 3 combo points, and then I would have been able to dump that into Light of Dawn before I did Divine Toll. It would have been really tight, though, so it's hard to say in the moment. I think it's probably fine. If I had had like one more second, I would say this was a bad Divine Toll, but since it was so tight, I think it's fine. I've still got the Wings proc after it goes off. It sucks that I didn't have the opportunity to get a Party Beacon out before it occurred, but that's because I required that Party Beacon to help top previously, and so now I'm out of sync with the weapon throws. Again, doesn't really mean you're misplaying. It just means like the variables you've got when the healer's using their cooldowns kind of mixes that up. I'll probably wog the tank here. Nope, somebody gets him. Nice. Probably the monk. And we're just going to spot heal now on the priest. There's something coming up with this priest where he becomes a super toxic asshole piece of shit, and I think he's ultimately right with what he criticizes. I'll call it in a minute. But he's just a total fucking asswipe about it, and I actually ended up leaving this raid after this because I was like, I don't want to deal with this guy. I just blocked him. Just one of those people that's like, you'll see. He says some dumb shit. But I think he's ultimately right. We'll check my cooldowns when it occurs, but that should be coming up, so keep an eye out for that. So we're still just spot healing people who have our beacon, trying to do the spikes here. We're moving over them. Cool. I'm gonna, yep, I go ahead and use a Hammer Wrath to get that 3rd combo point, and I think I'm gonna sneak a Wog in here. This is a really nice party beacon. It's on 1, 2, 3 people who need it. Oh, I go for the other tank. That's fine. That means basically 4. Going through here. Okay, so this is where we're coming in. We've got some stuff coming up. The priest is low, and I have a Lay on Hands available. And I'm thinking about it right now. I'm like, do I Lay on Hands this guy? I don't know. And so here comes the weapon. I'm trying to top everybody. And pretty much my thought here is, well, if I get my party beacon out, I'll be able to top him. But I should have just reactionary Lay on Hands this dude. Just to top him. And I don't, so he dies. So that's definitely a misplay. I should have used land hands there. He typed some rage shit into the chat at some point and gets really mad. He probably was like fucking trying to like, oh my parse, I'm so mad. Whatever. But you know, it's the very end of the fight. Shit's kind of crazy. I had some decisions to make, and since I didn't use, and you'll see, I immediately land hands someone else because as soon as he dies, I'm like, fuck, I probably should have land hands that dude. And we have our other tank die, which actually, does he just get low when the hammer goes out? Yeah. To be honest with you, this dude is and so in retrospect, I actually should have lay on hands the druid. That would have actually been better. But it's okay, I do the best paladin cheese of all time. So we're gonna go forward. I'm kind of low, and this the other thing is this dude, this fucking guy, he bitches about me about my mana. First of all, my mana is fairly low. Second of all, like mana is not the #1 resource that like paladins even use to heal. So like, this guy's a fucking asshole. I'm sorry, I'm spending too much time on him already. Okay, so I'm like, man, we're really low. Like, fucking shit's crazy. I don't have any good heal cooldowns. I have literally nothing left. I have no defensive. I have no, well, I guess I have a health stone, which I probably should have used, but like, everybody's low. I do have my party beacon out. I'm trying to dump this shit. The tank, I think, eats a spike. But yeah, I don't think that was just trap damage, dude. He takes so much damage. Where is this dude? He's the diamond marker? Where the hell is he? There, he's next to me. He's next to me. He's next to me. I think he eats the spike. No, he doesn't. I guess it's just boss AoE plus the trap. Yeah, it really fucks him up. So that... Where is he now? Yeah, he's right there. That's interesting. Well, it's probably actually they just can't swap. Yeah, that's why. It's because the other tank's dead. So okay, that makes sense. So this guy's gonna die. And I'm like, oh man, the boss is at 1%. It's time for the best thing a paladin can do, which is bop myself and taunt the boss. Eat my asshole, Painsmith Raznal. I am invincible. And then I'm like, bop taunts! And you know what? I'm just going to pause the video because I'm not going to let this priest fucking say a bunch of toxic shit on this video. Just know that he does, and I'm just going to pause at this point. He's like, he fucking whispers me. He says a bunch of dumb shit. I just ignore him. Anyway, so I think it turned out pretty well. I definitely should have land hands the priest. So either the priest or the tank. So definitely a minor mistake from me. Not having done that. It is what it is. It happens, you know, and I knew it as soon as it happened. So it's like, yeah, it's all good. Like, I definitely could have saved at least one of those two people. But healing turned out pretty decent. Monk's a little low, but like definitely not bad. He was doing pretty good spot heals. Pretty solid group. Like I said, no voice chat. But yeah, we get the kill, and I even ended it with a fucking sick bop taunt to save the attempt, which is, in my opinion, one of the most fun things you can do as a paladin. So anyway, that's heroic Painsmith Raznal in a pug with no comms, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Party Beacon is cool. Have a nice day. I will catch you next time.